We are living in a paradox. There is such easily available educational content on the internet, yet we are not being able to utilize it properly. A demand and supply loop. You click more on clickbait, they will make more clickbait. We need to stop that. Looking at reels for educational content. It's not bad for understanding certain strategy, for example, related to MCQ. Oh my God, pre-questions can be done in such an easy elimination method. The biggest aspect required for UPSC prep is a belief in certain sources, a belief in a certain process. I know it is boring, but that belief is very important to ensure that you are not getting distracted. I had a thought this morning that we are living in a paradox. There is such easily available educational content on the internet, yet we are not being able to utilize it properly. You are experiencing this problem, and millions of other UPSC aspirants are also experiencing this problem. Our parents, our teachers would say that you're lucky that you're born in a generation where information is so easily available. Yes, but I also call us the cursed generation. We are being overflooded with information and we are experiencing what is called as brain fog every single day. There is no denying that. Which is why I wanted to come here and make a brutally honest video. No conflict of interest. A talk from an aspirant once to all the aspirants that you are now. I want to discuss today 5 ways on how not to use YouTube for your UPSC prep. Yes, you heard me right. 5 ways on not to use YouTube. This is not a clickbait video. Rather, this is a video in order to save your time from other clickbait videos. Let's discuss the first way. The first way, the ability to differentiate between a UPSC preparation channel and a news channel. We are not being able to differentiate that. In fact, those UPSC channels are getting the most amount of views who are trying to deliver any event in the shortest span of time, in the form of a reel, in the form of a 10-minute video, without any context. There is shouting. There is an urge to be fastest. Yes, there will be a cyclone that has hit the West Coast. The educator will just keep telling you for 10 minutes about that cyclone. What the educator has not told you is how are cyclones form. How are tropical cyclones different from the temperate cyclones? What is the curving of cyclones? What is the impact of global warming on cyclone formation in the Arabian Sea vis-a-vis the Bay of Bengal? How is the naming of those cyclones done? These are the areas that UPSC asks. But what you consume for 15 minutes is probably the same shouting of how the cyclone struck the West Coast in 10 different pitches, in 10 different voices. That's all that you did. For instance, I'm saddened to see those videos that do very well on YouTube, that you are consuming. Those videos have very little educational content according to me. You are hitting the like buttons, seeing Dhurandhar reels with very little relevance. Not asking the educator, how is this relevant for my exam? Tell me how to use it. These questions are often not asked. You'll see a sensationalized coverage of how the Tamil Nadu governor has been blocking the bills of the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. You need to ask your educator, how is the role of governor going to be asked in GS paper 2? What will be the role of governor in promoting federalism or deteriorating federal relationships? Will that be a question? If that's a question, how do I address it? Just this one event does not matter to me because UPSC is not going to ask that. Please understand, we do not differentiate. In fact, the reels that you guys popularize gives me a lot of anxiety and stress that you are popularizing the wrong content, which makes a demand and supply loop. You click more on clickbait, they will make more clickbait. We need to stop that. You need to differentiate that yes, on the internet, you are taking up certain preparation channels in which the educator promises to make that syllabus linkage. Not just say a movie Haq was released, but tell you how to use it for constitutional morality, for secularism, for gender justice, for uniform civil code. If that is not covered, that reel is not important for you. I'm angered by this. I feel sad about it. But this is what we need to realize as aspirants. The first thing, differentiate between a news channel and a UPSC prep channel. How to do it? If the educator is linking it to a syllabus topic, if he or she is linking it to a possible PYQ that was asked on that theme, if they are relating and telling you how to incorporate it as a full theme or a value addition, if not, the educator is simply wasting your time. UPSC prep is a long journey, which is why these isolated learning incidents on YouTube might not be the right approach for you. If you think you can do this on your own in a self-study kind of a manner, nothing like it, honestly. But if you think you require some form of guidance, we are of course there for you. In case you want to join us and trust us with your preparation, we have an offer which is ongoing where we slashed our prices to 50%. Definitely, if you're joining us, make use of this offer and allow us to help you in this preparation a little better. Let's discuss the second problem. Second problem. You have told yourself that today I will stick to a timetable. I will do 10 chapters of Spectrum. And that is my target for today. In the middle of that, there is a notification that popped on your screen. You opened that notification. It was a strategy video. Another strategy video was suggested in the algorithm. You again watched another strategy video. Another news particular item was popped on your YouTube as well. Indo-Bangladesh issues, Bangladesh burning. You again clicked on that. After that, you realize that Indo-Bangladesh can be an important topic. And maybe some other educator is covering it very well. Then you saw the next video. By the time we realized, we have watched 2 strategy videos, 2 topic videos that were not intended for today, and 1 motivational reel because you're feeling low. Zoop, 4 hours gone. And your timetable for today, absolutely gone. Stop using YouTube in a haphazard manner that will only destroy the timetable, the targets that you have set for yourself. At the end of the day, you're going to feel lost. You have not completed your targets. You have been distracted. And even those topics that you did on YouTube, you're not integrating it anyway. It is watch and forget. Stop doing that. Please make sure that even if you want to use YouTube, it is at a fixed hour, with a fixed playlist, with an educator committing that they are going to complete one side of the syllabus to the other side with you, or at least some topics of the syllabus in a dedicated manner, in a dedicated time. Please make sure that YouTube is part of your schedule and you are not succumbing to the YouTube algorithms. Very important. Let's come to the third problem. The third problem, current affairs. We all fear it. We all don't know how to manage it. And we all try to rely too much on YouTube videos to cover it. Yes, if there is a technical topic and you're relying on YouTube videos for someone or a subject expert to break down that topic, fair enough, no problem with it. But tomorrow, if I ask you that in May, in April, just before going to pre, how are you going to revise these current affairs topics? Just before August mains, how are you going to revise these current affairs topics? You are going to be clueless. Why? Because you focused on isolated videos for the understanding that you got presently. But you do not have a revision mechanism, standard operating procedure, and a cyclicity of being able to revise that content. Why? Because you are not referring to any physical form of current affairs every single month that you are doing from now onwards. Over-reliance on YouTube will only create further reliance. It's a vicious cycle. Then you're going to consume the content again in April about in 30 classes, cover all current affairs for the last 1 year. In 20 classes, you are going to take further shortcuts in 7 classes. This is not how it's done. Because you will consume it in a shortcut manner, your confidence also of attempting those current affairs questions in the exam will be very weak. Yes, if you have to see daily news analysis, see it till the time you yourself do not know how to read the newspaper. But after that, if you realize that you can read the newspaper, you can scatter information and you can remove the portions that are not informative in about 30 odd minutes, do not watch it for 1 hour. You do not have to rely on us. You have to learn first and try to minimize the time that you have. The next part, the next mistake that we are doing is exactly this. We are treating YouTube content as a Netflix series. We lay in bed, our pens are idle, our books are not open, we put the educator on 1.5x and we feel that completing playlists is equivalent to studying for that day. Sorry to break this to you, it is not. Please understand, watching a particular lecture is one thing. Focusing on your books, retaining pictographic memory, writing keywords, highlighting those sections that have come in your PYQs, seeing how questions have been asked, pausing and giving some time to that is very, very important. The dirtier your books, the better your brain is prepping. I see so many people looking at reels for educational content. It's not bad for understanding certain strategy, for example, related to MCQ. There are so many reels about how to solve prelims MCQs. Watch them. Understand strategy. I understand. But no strategy can be implemented without practice. Those reels are giving you an illusion that, oh my God, pre-questions can be done in such an easy elimination method. But those reels have been made by people who have solved those 50 mocks when they were giving an attempt. You have been given the illusion that you can solve the pre-MCQs without going through those 50 mocks. This is a blatant lie. You have no idea about your attempting range. After seeing those reels, when you went to give a mock, you could barely attempt 60 questions. You have not given multiple mocks. You do not know what is your accuracy in different subjects. You have not experimented that. Please understand, the final journey when you actually feel that your UPSC prelims is nothing but a mock that you're giving comes only after those 50 mocks, not after those 50 reels. That is the sad reality. So sit down, make sure that you ponder over your books, make notes, do the hard work. Please understand, UPSC preparation is boring. If someone is trying to give you a shortcut, it might seem interesting. At that moment, it might seem okay. Solve CSAT comprehension questions without even seeing comprehension. Yes, of course you're going to be doing that. Why? Because you do not have the ability or the habit of reading newspapers. You stopped reading your books. For all NCERT series, you are relying on YouTube. And now you will be going and taking the same CSAT classes on how to concentrate and read one paragraph to answer one sentence. Don't make this a vicious cycle. Start doing it the hard way, the old-fashioned way. Yes, use the internet, but use the internet for some form of guidance. Don't make it the sole preparatory tool. You have to do the hard work and there should be no shortcut for that. Let's discuss the fifth one. Okay. You saw one strategy session that said, I did not start preparing till January. You said, great, I should follow this person because I've also not started preparing till January. There's a person who said, you do not need to make notes. You related to that. There's a person who said, I did not write answers till my pre-stage, you related to that. What have you truly done in these strategy videos and Topper Talks, is you've selectively chosen those aspects that are convenient for you to continue with your preparation, or they are convenient for you to feel that you do not need to rectify your preparation. Too many strategy videos. Then you realized after 1 month, maybe this strategy video was a person who already is from a humanities background, maybe has a flair for writing, and you don't. Then you went and found another person. Your friend came to you and told you that this coaching center material is better, for instance, for history. You left your standard textbook that you had already marked, you had already done once, and you started the new material from scratch. Another strategy session spoke about some other material that is concise. You have done the bulky material, but now again you have left it and you've gone to the concise material to again start from scratch. You have changed your strategy every month. You are not feeling confident in what you are doing. Trust me, the biggest aspect required for UPSC prep is a belief in certain sources, a belief in a certain process. I know it is boring, but that belief is very important to ensure that you are not getting distracted. There is no scope of FOMO in this preparation. Anyway, the syllabus is too much for you to complete. And if you kept trying to do this, that you are trying to master one subject only, the best books, the best sources, the best educator, you are never going to move forward. Yes, strategy sessions are important. Watch them once. Keep a fixed time, once a month, and understand that every strategy session related suggestion might not be the right fit for you. You need to understand a tailor-made solution for yourself. For instance, it is so sad that in classes, while we all know the relevance of NCERTs, we are tired saying NCERTs, NCERTs, NCERTs. Even today, if I ask one of my students that what was the Azamgarh proclamation related to, I still remember from my preparation days in which history NCERT, in which did you know column was the Azamgarh proclamation written. And what is it relating to? 1857. I still remember in which part or which side of Lakshmikant were the table made in which we are borrowing from different constitutions. I still remember in which revolts, the Veluthampi revolt, the other revolts were mentioned. This should be your level of preparation. You have to do the same things again and again. Yes, the process is boring, but boring is the only thing required for this exam at this stage. So do not overindulge in Topper Talks, in strategy videos. Make them your own. If your friend is doing a digital note-making form, but for you, you need a mind and muscle collection, write it. Make notes. Make keywords. Highlight. You have to work that strategy for yourself, not emulate and change every now and then. Lastly, I would say, believe in your preparation. We are here for you. In case you want to have any honest conversation, I'm all up for it. Please mention it in the comment section. If you have liked this kind of a video, I commit to be brutally honest with you in the coming days. If you have loved this, make sure that you write in the comment section. We'll be making such videos for you in order to aid your preparation and make sure that you're truly on the right path. Please understand, for me, you are not a YouTube audience. You are in a journey where we once were. And I totally understand and feel. And I would have wanted someone to do exactly what I'm trying to do here. On that note, thank you so much. Take care.